Hey guys, how are you? It's me, Lauren B. Welcome to the Untitled Tarot. So you're just a little different today. We're gonna put our thing down, flip it, and reverse it. So my shadow work video that I had done the other day, thank you all so much for your kindness and your support and your love and really just like holding that space like for me in those moments. And I'm so grateful that video was able to help so many of you and make you feel seen, because I know a lot of you have experienced a lot of the same things that I've experienced, right? It's not uncommon with soul family, soul tribe. And a lot of the correspondence kind of behind the scenes that I've been having with a lot of people since the shadow work video is that a lot of you like feel like there's this source of power and confidence within you that you haven't been able to access, and really wanting to call that power forward to you. And oftentimes when we go through trauma is our spirit gets a little fractioned. It can kind of get fragmented, right? Soul fragmentation. You may hear people like me talk about it quite often, and calling back pieces of yourself. And again, how am I supposed to do that, right? And there's this thing that I'm realizing that so often we're always telling you guys to do stuff, but we don't explain how you're supposed to do it. So, calling your power back to yourself, especially after a big period of shadow work, right? I find that you do a lot of shadow work, you feel better, but it's almost like you hit a little bit of this lull, because doing it can be kind of exhausting, right? On so many different levels. And there really is this like added push to like get you out of the basement and like back up into the attic. And so this is a meditation strategy that I do. It may not work for you. It's also something that I find myself going back and doing occasionally. So if this does work for you, it might not totally complete the process for you in kind of one shot. It may be something that you might have to go back for a few days or every once in a while and redo, right? We have to build. It's building blocks. And so this is what I do. I hope that it helps you. If it resonates, I want to walk you through a little bit of this meditative process because it's helped me a lot. And I was thinking about it this morning, and I feel very guided to help you guys with this process of calling back your power to yourself. It's so important, right? So often we lose bits and pieces of our power through fragmentation, like I said, through trauma and through pain in childhood, right? And it kind of compounds as we get older. So what I started doing probably like 8 months to a year ago is in my meditations, and as you guys know, I do all of my meditations with music. I'm not sit in silence kind of lady. So I always do this with the Shufflemancy. As you guys know, the Shufflemancy is a public playlist. It's got like 700 songs in there. You can go in there. You're free to use it. I know a lot of you guys do, and a lot of you guys benefit and love it, even if it's just for the jams. But I put on my music. It's also very comforting for me. And you pick a place. Pick a place that's comfortable for you. A place that feels safe. For me, that is the woods. It is the forest. It is very Katniss Everdeen of me, let's say. But for you, it could be your childhood home. It could be the beach. It could be the library. It could be anywhere that you feel like you can take a breath. Like you can take a breath and you feel safe. And you picture that in your mind's eye. And for me, I kind of imagine almost like a corridor, almost like a trail that kind of proceeds in front of me in the forest. And as I walk through it like a corridor, it's almost a little bit similar to when you do meditations to go in and access your Akashic records. And what I imagine is embodying my higher self, a bit removed. And I imagine all of the different versions of me that I've ever been. Little Lauren. Lauren as a dancer, Lauren as a scared little kid, Lauren as a young child, Lauren as an adolescent, Lauren as a very young adult, Lauren with blonde hair, Lauren with braces, Lauren with brown hair, Lauren in crop tops, Lauren in Catholic school, Lauren at 22, Lauren at 25, Lauren at 26, and particularly, I try and pull in the pieces of myself where I felt the most traumatized, the most chaotic, the most unsettled. And I walk past each and every one of them on this trail, acknowledging them, loving them, seeing them during those moments when no one else could see them. And I do this over and over and over again until I reach each and every part of myself. And each part of me that was left somewhere in my past feels seen and feels acknowledged, feels loved and held, and know that even though in those moments there may not have been people around them to see them and protect them, that I'm here now and I see them and we made it, and I can protect you. I can protect myself now because now I recognize who I am, embodying my higher self. I am a child of the utmost high. I am gifted. I am guided. I am whole. And as I make my way through this path, I find a precipice. And this could be whatever you like. Again, this could be standing on a jetty at the beach, if that's what you like. This could be standing in a wide hall. This could be coming across a full-length mirror. This could be reaching the end of a cliff. What I do after I look and see and love all of these pieces of myself that somewhere along the line got left behind, I take a deep breath and I call them all back to me. And I imagine each one of them with their own beam of light, my light, that left me somewhere along the path. And I draw it back into me like a magnet. And each piece of myself comes together. And I let them do what they want to do. Sometimes they come in hand in hand. And we all link up and they just kind of surround me. Sometimes they come one by one. Sometimes 2 by 2, little Noah's Ark style. Totally depends. But I envision all of their light streaming right back into me, recalling all of my power, feeling a greater sense of safety, a greater sense of connection, knowing that no matter where that light was left, it has always and will always be mine. It belongs to me, and nothing can take it away from me because it wasn't given to me by my situations. It wasn't given to me by man. It was given to me by my creator. And so no matter where I left it, I can always get it back. And I imagine my light that I'm holding growing bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter until all of those pieces of me fade away and I am just one big ball of electric light. It reminds me of that song by Borns called Electric Love. I'm gonna link it in the cards around here at the end. And I'm this big ball of electric light. I take this big breath in and I let it out. And I allow myself to feel at peace. And I allow myself to marinate in my own light and in my own energy, knowing that every piece of me, every part of me that has ever been or ever will be is safe. And no matter how far it goes, it only expands me because it's mine. And I can always call it right back. And I feel confident, and I feel more powerful, and I feel more centered, and I feel more at peace. And that is how I call my power back to myself. That is a meditation that I do. And again, this is something that sometimes I've done it in, depending on what's happening, I could do it in one night and I can feel like, watch out world, here I come. And sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes it's something I have to revisit a few nights in a row or put it on a schedule and consistently do it. Sometimes I have to include my past lives Not just the versions of myself in this life, but the versions of myself from life former, right? Sometimes I have to pull in a little encouragement from versions of myself perhaps in the future. It's a whole family, but it's all me. And I find that this really helps me. And it really helps me sit in a richer level of my personal sovereignty. And it allows me to realize and feel in greater connection with God, with my Creator, that truly no one and nothing can really take anything away from me, because they never gave it to me in the first place. It was always given to me by God, and it's always been all inside of me. And it helps. It really helps. So I hope that this little meditation helps you. It may not resonate with you. It may not work for you. Again, it may work for you, but not in one shot. It may be something that you have to do a couple times over, and that's okay. And that's okay. Because when you're practicing self-love, it's not like you just wake up one day and you're like, I love myself. It's practice, right? It's a muscle. You got to build it up. Sometimes it takes repetition, but investing in yourself enough to repeatedly go in and call in your power from yourself builds personal strength, and it builds personal value, and it builds personal worthiness. And every time you do it, you get a little bit better at it. And you feel a little bit more powerful, and you feel a little bit more sovereign, and you feel a little bit more in control, right? And that is a beautiful thing. So I love you guys very much. I hope that this helps you. I hope that this serves you well. And thank you again so much for all of your love and all of your support in the shadow work video, because it means so much more than you know. Until next time, my bees, you stay prayed up, you stay blessed, you stay sweet, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.